myself. Couldn't even hold no food down. Real fucked up, I had it all to myself. Steadily looking in the mirror like, girl, get it together. It's your girl, OGPinktrill. If you like that song that was just playing, it's not on Apple Music yet, but it's called Ocean Views. It's on SoundCloud. I got a live performance on YouTube, but I'm gonna put in a link below. I might just drop it. I'm gonna get a little fancy with YouTube. I'm gonna start, tapping in more, doing what I gotta do. But as promised, for those that be watching my Instagram story, well, I got a story time. I guess a lot of people didn't know I was a mom. Yes, you guys. His name is Leo. The story time is one for a movie. For sure. Just giving birth to him is a movie. But that song that y'all heard is kind of, throughout the whole relationship and, getting towards everything. And, I got numerous story times to go. Excuse me. When they're trying to get it together. But I had numerous story times on story times. So y'all keep rocking with me. I'm gonna keep dropping them, and I do got episode 2 coming out for OG's podcast. But right now we about to do an OG story time. I did almost die. Y'all. Crazy. I almost died, y'all. In this story time I'm about to tell y'all. So, let's get to it. So, I say November 7th. I was working, I was working all the way up until, literally the day I gave birth to my son. I was a teen mom. I had just got out of college. Well, that's another story time, too. The whole college experience is a story time for me. But, it was my first year in college. My stepmom had came and picked me up. Jail. Fast forward a little bit, and I met a person, and I fell for that person. That was probably the first person I could say I definitely felt for, as in, a person, but where I was young, we were young. Like I said, I could definitely say 19 going on 20. So, boom, got in that relationship. It was real, domestic violence. I do not condone domestic violence. I don't condone women putting their hands on men. I don't condone men putting their hands on women. I just don't condone, it's not a good outcome. Nobody wins in the end. So, basically, that happened, and we had to go separate ways. I ended up going to the hospital. I had to make sure our child was safe. For me, I was working. I was living with a family member. That didn't last too long. I went with my uncle. I got my car. I was able to get a car, you feel me? And I went to go stay with my mom. My mom put me out. You feel me? Cause I had a mouth on me. I ain't gonna lie, I had a mouth on me then. I just didn't take, like I said, I don't take disrespect too kindly. Especially a man disrespecting a woman. I don't take that. My mom had a certain person that, said something to her, and I didn't really like what was said. So, I ended up leaving from there. At that point, I was like, F it. If I gotta sleep in my car, I'm gonna sleep in my car because, I knew I was getting an apartment. I was saving my money to get that. As I say, November 7th, I had got my apartment. And, I went to work that day. She was like, they asked me how many centimeters I was. I was like, 5 centimeters. So that's them. I'm never ready to drop the baby at that point. So, I didn't drop it. So let's get to November. Let's say November 8th. And then I lost the job. Well, I stopped working November 8th. And then November 9th, is when like I started contracting. I went to the store, I was getting some food for my house because I knew I was finna have this baby, but I just didn't know when. So I would, just preparing before the baby comes. And that night, November 9th, yeah, I'm gonna put a map up. I was living in Westlake. That's like all the way in Speedway. I was talking to the child's father at the time, I shouldn't have been doing that. So November 9th? I'm all the way in Westlake, and then I goes all the way to 56 and Shaylin. That's all the way on the far east side. And then my water breaks. And motherfuckers try to play me like my water didn't break. Like I knew my water broke. So, it was just time for me to leave that person. I can go deep into that situation, but that person didn't leave my water broke or nothing like that. So I'm like, wow. So I drove all the way back from 56 and Shaylin, all the way back to my apartment at Westlake. And I called my big cousin that I had lived with. And then she was like, you look like you finna have a baby. Call your doctor. Do you want me to come with you? I'm like, yeah, you can. Me and my mom wasn't, like I said, my mom wasn't on good speaking terms. We wasn't talking at that time. So, what am I about to do? I'm about to take my ass to the hospital. I'm not about to call no ambulance. I'm not doing none of that. I'm going to just do the dash. So, at that point, the doctor was like, go ahead and go to the hospital. And, mind you, like I just told y'all, I just did back and forth from the east side to the west side, far east side to the far west side. Now I got to go to the far north side to go have this baby. So I'm jumping on the highway like I'm doing a dash. Like, I'm not stopping. So I had to go all the way to 79th and Township Line Road at the St. Vincent's Women's Hospital. So I'm all the way on the highway. I'm flying. Then I get off on Michigan. And then I go straight. Like, I ain't stop at no red lights, y'all. Like, if it was a red light, fuck it, I'm passing. Even the police seen me pass that motherfucker. Like, I'm doing a dash. So I get all the way there, and then my car, like, I park that bitch, and then I'm in the motherfucking hospital. I'm doing that shit by myself, y'all. Like, I said, fuck it, like, I gotta do what I gotta do. So I get in there, and then it's like morning time. Like, now it's November 10th. That's not November 9th no more. It's November 10th towards the morning time. Early morning. Like, I'm like, okay. This baby coming. Evidently, this baby coming. And they like, don't push. If you gotta go to the bathroom, just don't push. Just pee. If anything, they don't want you to go to the bathroom because they want you to split yourself down there. So, man, like I said, it's like early morning type, and they had the student residents on it. Like, they were so nervous. They stuck my back 5 times with an epidural. I got stuck 5 times in my back with an epidural. Like, I still feel that pain. So, you feel me? I ended up pushing the baby out. But right before that, my mama shows up, y'all. I thought my cousin was gonna show up. Nah, my mama showed up. So, my mama's just drunk. Like, Mom, why would you come drunk? Like, are you serious? She came drunk. I'm like, man. So, I'm pushing the baby, and she's just talking to the doctor like, the doctor like, bro, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm pretty sure me and the doctor both like that. So, man, I pushed the baby out. I did good. And I held the baby not too long. And then they snatched the baby. I cut the baby cord. The doctor helped me, though. And they snatched my baby from me. The baby was so beautiful. They snatched my baby from me. Why you take my baby? Man, y'all, they couldn't stop me from bleeding out hemorrhage. So I'm like, damn, my mama right here in my ear doing the most. Like, she's doing the most. Like, she's playing gospel. Thank you most high. She's playing gospel, but she's just overdoing it. I'm like, she needs to leave. And like, I'm telling her, just go follow the baby to the nursery. My mom was screaming out so much stuff. Like, yeah, that lady was crazy. But I appreciate her for coming because she didn't have to come because, like I said, we went on good terms. And my cousin was supposed to come. My cousin didn't come, so you feel me? Don't nobody got your back like your mama, for me. No, nobody got your back like your mama. Like, don't nobody hold you down like your mama. No matter what, your mama always gonna have your back, no matter what. So they ended up stopping me from bleeding. I lost like almost 4 pints of blood. I had to stay in the hospital for like 4 days. Like the first day in the hospital, like I was out of it. Like I never I was out of it. I was asleep. And then, feel me, the next day, I was holding him. I was more weight. I breastfed him all throughout. Like my son didn't get formula at all. Like I didn't give him formula. I'm not saying that's wrong or anything like that. Anybody get a baby formula, like, that's cool. But like, this is my first baby. Like, I wanted to breastfeed the baby. Especially if the person tell you might want to breastfeed your baby. You might want to breastfeed your baby, like, at all times. Like, you got to remember, like, your baby is not just you. Your baby is another person as well. It's y'all together. So, that's why I should have listened to my mama. I'm sorry. Come here. You hear me? Listen to me. I'm sorry. I should have listened to you. Well, my mama told me, you better watch you have your baby by. You better know that person. Everything about that person, like traits, like running their family, running their bloodline, like all that. Like you want to know every single detail about a person. Because, like, if you don't know about that person and y'all end up having a baby, like, I mean, even if you date the person, like, I don't care what nobody tell y'all. Like, it takes years to know a person. Like, even in friendships, like, it takes years to know a person. Like, years, y'all. But that's my story time. But I didn't tell y'all why I named my son Legacy. I named him Legacy really truly because the Most High told me to name him Legacy. Like, that's no cap. Like, I was sitting there on the floor with his dad before we kind of like split our ways. He was like, could you name the baby after me? I scratched. I just gave myself. I was gonna name him Diego, like on a real tip. I was gonna name him Diego. I don't know why I was infatuated with that name. But nah, I was like, I was like this. I ain't gonna tell you what I said. I said, if you're there throughout the pregnancy, I named the baby after you. He wasn't there throughout the pregnancy, so I didn't name the baby after him. You feel me? But like, as soon as he asked me that, I heard this calm, but like assertive voice. It was like thundering. Sound like lightning, but it was calm. But it was like, it sounded like if your daddy was like, he ain't even had to cuss you out. He had to do say something to you, straighten up. Like I couldn't move. Like when I tell you, like I was just like, you thought I was in trance. I heard Legacy. His name shall be Legacy. Legacy is his name. And I turned to it. I'm like, I'm gonna name him Legacy. And then I always said, I don't know why, when I was a kid, I always said I would name my kid Jalil, named after my big brother Khalil. Khalil is Swahili for friend. So I was just like Jalil. And then I ended up finding out I had a big brother. That's another story time for y'all. And his middle name starts with a J. So I'm like, okay, so both my big brothers is, his middle name starts with a J, and my brother's name is Khalil, so Jalil. For me, that means something in Hebrew. That means he was like the Most High. For me, Jah is the root word of God. And then Makai is hyphen. Makai is one of my brothers' middle name is Makai, but his is Greek. My son is Hebrew. I have another little brother whose middle name starts with an M. And then Makai also is in the form of Michael. And that's my granddad's name. And his grandpa name. When I mean his grandpa name, my son. It's that. um, so yeah, I guess kind of named him after all the men that mean something to me in my life. Even my papa, my son has 2 middle names and 2 last names. So I have 2 last names. Hairspray. Period. So my son is a legacy. He's a legacy. Period, point blank. He's my mom's first grandson. So it's her legacy. He's not my dad, so he's my mom's. And plus, my granddad asked me to. My grandpa and my dad asked me to keep his last name what he was. So I honored their wishes, but I honored my mama's wishes too. So he got 2 last names like me. We don't play that in between. But anyways, so his name is Legacy. John McCarthy. Feel me? That's my son. He's 5. He was born November 10th. He's a Scorpio. What can I say about him? Jesus. That little dude's energetic. He's smart. He's very intelligent. He got a smart mouth. I wouldn't say he's bad. He's not bad. But he's definitely like talkative. Like he ain't bad. He's him. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want my child to be him. I don't need nothing else. I don't want him to try to ever be something he's not. Because that's not nothing that I teach. That's not nothing that I was raised to do anyways. Always be yourself. And he's always himself. He loves Power Rangers. The light one. He can't say white. He say white. Hey. He's a cool little dude. He get on my nerves. He's cool. The kid don't get on their parent nerves. But what I hope for him in the future, I want him to be something more greater than anything that was ever placed on him. Any expectations that I've ever placed on my son, I want him to be overseated. Any expectations he placed on himself, I want him to oversee it. Do I necessarily want him to play sports? Hell no. That's another story time for another story time, but I'm not pushing the sport agenda. I'm not. Anything. We building robots over here. We trying to do, something different. Engineering. I want him to be an innovator. I want him to be a creator. I know he's going to be a creator. I know he's going to be an innovator. I know he's going to lead his generation. I am Gen Z, and I had a Gen Alpha. So, I guess y'all can kind of come on my journey with me, on this journey with me of a Gen Z single mother with a Gen Alpha kid. Crazy, different parenting, but I feel like my parenting I was parented by I've seen some generations, so I ain't with a lot of stuff but they say Gen Z with. I ain't with a lot of that. I'm gonna knuckle up mine. We don't do YouTube like that. There's a lot of stuff we don't do. There's a lot of stuff we do. But if you ever met him, you're gonna say he's real sweet. He's real nice. He loves candy, sweet stuff. He's like me. Like sweet stuff. But I guess that's my story time, I could have really got in depth more into it, like detail by detail, but I don't even want to give certain people certain energy in my life because I've moved on, and I'm in a better position in my life. I don't really think about that stuff, but of course my story is my story. And like I say, if y'all like that song that I played in the intro, we go a little bit more into it. You feel me? You know, when you make music, you kind of go a little bit deeper into it. When you're a creative person, you can get creative in different type of ways. And my story time is just one way, you know, of sharing you all, you know, my mother's time and my story time and happy Mother's Day. And to everybody out there, to all the mothers out there, all the single mothers, all the single fathers, their mothers, there's a lot of single fathers that take care of their kids, feel me? So, because we always say happy Father's Day to single mothers on Father's Day, so let's say happy Mother's Day to the single fathers out there on Mother's Day as well. And we don't want to play in between. Like I said, we're going to play fair ball, fair, straight with it. But I really appreciate y'all for tapping in. And I'm going to get my episode 2 of the podcast out, y'all. Don't worry, y'all. Don't worry. There's a lot of stuff going on in the news. And I'm just trying to make sure I'm calculated and I'm correct and I'm updated. And when I show y'all what we got going on, we're going to see it together. And going to react to it together. We're going to get down to it. I would tell y'all what it's about, but tap in for next time. Thank y'all for tapping in. It's your girl OGPinktrill, and this was my story time.
That boy was only 1, now he 2, and all the things that I can do is all about him and you. But you messed me up, then I had to go right back and turn around. I'm all up in my feelings on the soul.